So ghouls, ghosts, undead, and the like. This is Beyond the Jumpscare, where we review the bumps in the night, hear the screams of the friends left behind, and investigate the basement. Well, I'm glad I checked the basement, because coming up the stairs was Caveman Chugs himself, Matthew McClure of Burial Path.
Welcome,
Let's
welcome.
go!
Thanks for having me on today.
No, thank you
dude.
for joining.
Absolute honor. It's crazy. I'm gonna message these guys to see if they'll answer.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I'm glad you did. We love doing this stuff like this. It's so fun to get to talk to people.
Dude. Oh, dude. First
I
off,
won't lie.
You what?
I was very nervous because the first video I watched was the rundown of the equipment that you did, and I was like, oh no, he's super smart. Oh no, what do I do?
Thank God for YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, but you put the nail in the coffin. You chose two movies that were paradox and theoreticals, and I was like, oh no, smart man.
I just like those mind messing kind of movies. Just because like you see a lot of those horror movies, and it's like obviously it's fake. It's nothing like that's ever gonna happen. But then some of these other ones like that, and the two we're gonna talk about, it's like maybe that could happen. That's awful.
That's awful. I love that. Yeah. Oh, this is not good. This could happen. I hate movies like that. Genuinely. Like, I'll tell people up and down, one of the scariest movies is not The Exorcist. It's American Psycho. Because my brother saw it and he goes, that's not scary at all. I'm like, it should be absolutely terrifying because that can literally happen tomorrow.
Absolutely. That could be your neighbor for all you know.
Like,
have you seen the movie is it Triangle, the one about the boat?
I haven't yet.
No.
You need to check it out. I
Right.
feel like if you liked Cohesion, you'll like Triangle. Just look for the horror movie about a boat that's not 13 ghosts.
Sorry,
Got it down on my bucket list.
do it. Okay, so we started off talking about Coherence because Coherence messed with me so I'm not very like, it's not that I don't pay attention. Is as I'm watching, I'm trying to piece together the movie, but then I'll forget what's going on. I'm like, okay, so it's like Devil. You're stuck in the house. You're trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, okay, all right, so it's time to put our thinking caps on. By the time I do, it's too late, and we're already like a chapter into it. I'm like, what's going on? What do you mean that's not Mike? What do you mean that's not Gerald? What's going on?
You gotta pay attention to the dialogue.
I'm so bad at doing that too. Because the first time I watched it, I was the same way. I was like, yo, what the hell's going on?
The dialogue was stressing me out. I'm not gonna lie, it was nothing but like arguing. I'm like, okay, but you make a good point and you make a good point, and what are you talking about? Like, where do you get a say in this?
I thought the worst was that that Mike character, the actor in the group, when he was like, I'm not waiting around. The other Mike could be getting drunk right now. I'm not waiting around for him to come over and murder us all. It's like, what kind of person are you?
Like, who are you? Xander, calm down.
In his defense, he did. If you know about the way they are explained time paradoxes, they don't want it to collapse in, and that kind of becomes an issue towards the end. So maybe he was right.
It's like there can only be one in this universe.
Exactly. Bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
What about oh yeah, that bathtub. Yeah,
Why do you autoplay Christmas?
What about Christmas?
Sorry, my music autoplayed to Christmas music.
I don't want.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Oh
it!
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, quick question for someone in my chat specifically. Before you got in here, we were talking about Bring Me the Horizon. Where do you stand on Bring Me the Horizon? I need to put this to bed.
It's probably not gonna be a good answer. Maybe. I really dug their old stuff when it was heavy, but even the newer stuff, like it's a lot more hit or miss now. I'll be like, out of this whole album, there was one song that I really jived with, but for the most part, it was jarring at first, but I've kind of come to peace with it, and I for the most part, I enjoyed the new stuff. I kind of wish they would have changed their name, but I can still get down with it.
Okay.
He
Thanks.
hates them. He hates them.
I'm gonna get a lot of stuff, a lot of flack later.
He's a hater. That's one thing to know about Blah. He's a hater.
I'm a hater.
I figured it probably wouldn't be the answer you're looking for.
Nah, you're right. Like,
No, you're on my side. You're on my side.
Yeah. Also, congratulations on the Metal Hammer nomination of Song of 2024.
Thank you. Yeah, it was kind of a surprise, and it was the old one too.
The sticker's not that old.
Well, old to us. To us.
Oh, I see. You're just like, I remember when we wrote that. That song old as hell.
Because the thing I always have to remind some people is like how many times we've heard the song when we were recording and mixing it.
Yeah.
By the time it got out, we were all just like, you know what? If I didn't hear this song for a year, I'd be happy.
I'm still amazed that she could do those insane vocals in that booth.
Oh, dude, if you haven't, check out the little clips that they post on their Facebook of her recording. I cannot tell you the whiplash it gave me, because she'll start warming up, just and then next clip is just straight gutturals. I'm like, huh? Where did that come from?
Great VTuber.
Yeah, and it's crazy too because we have the booth, but we don't she lives in Texas, and the rest of us live in Nebraska. So
wow.
where you see her film all those clips, that's actually how she records all her vocals, in that same spot for all the songs you've heard.
Dang.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Which do you like better? Annihilation? Oh, the Coherence.
I'm gonna say Coherence, because the Annihilation one, it wasn't mind-boggling. It's and it was still kind of in that realm of that could happen, but there was definitely parts where it's definitely get more sci-fi kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But that Coherence one, that legitimately, even though they didn't go so deep into it, but all that, they start talking about the quantum physics. I'm not smart with that stuff at all, but it sounds believable, because even the short nurse Kent thing, just that little tidbit, that's about as deep as we got into it, going through science classes, when they always bring up that topic. And it's I hate when they do that and they start tying into things and it sounds believable to things you've heard before going through schools and stuff, or hearing from friends that do this kind of stuff for work. I hate that kind of stuff. So Coherence definitely was my favorite, just because that one messed with me pretty bad.
See, but that was the exact reason why I actually liked Annihilation, because there was a lot of things that I was actually thinking of, and then when Josie would confirm the exact thing that I was already thinking of, I felt so vindicated. I was like, fractals, yeah, refraction. I love refraction.
In the melding of essences between the environment and the other animals, that was terrifying.
Oh my gosh, I did in my little notes, because I'm a nerd. Okay, I apologize for nothing. I took notes, and I could not get over how absolutely beautiful the mural was of the guy who was fused with the wall with the flowers. I mean, that was a work of art. That was beautiful. I know it's supposed to be gross because there was a dude man in there, but hey, it looked good. If I saw a picture of that on someone's wall, I would question if they had a basement or not, and if I should ever go in there. But I would also be like, you know what? It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
And that's kind of a nice little, a little weird part to it, seeing that quote unquote natural beauty, but also how terrifying it is.
Mhm. But I think also, because I said earlier, like, how, cohesion is basically, Stroessinger, I can't pronounce the name, the cat, paradox
Schrodinger's.
theory. Yes.
Hmm.
But then, literally, the other movie, Annihilation, is just Ship of Theseus, but instead of a ship, what if it is a human? Are you still a human if you have the same memory and same body? But what if some of your memory is gone? What if some of your DNA is different? What is you? Are you the ship? Are you still you? And at the end, they're like, "I don't know." And
Yeah,
I love that. I
and the
did.
very end too, seeing that glint in both their eyes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I did. I had so much praise. But I will say, as I love horror movies. I love psychological thrillers. I love all that good old jazz. The only thing I don't typically love is actually Blelala's favorite, which is heavy like gore. I'm sorry, I'm not an Art the Clown fan,
You
but
you keep
the,
saying that my favorite
down,
movies are very gory.
down with the clown.
You're slandering me. How dare you?
Every chance I get.
Don't
But
worry, don't worry. But I love that stuff too.
but oh goodness gracious. And the absolute terror of the bear scene.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, like, what I will say, as soon as I heard the girl's name was Anya, I was like, "Oh, she's gonna have a very, very bad time." As all history of all media, if there's a woman named Anya, she is going to die, and it's gonna be very sad.
was it Anya? The entire movie, I thought it was Nunya, and I kept making the joke every time they were like Nunya. I'm like, oh my god.
No, her name is Anya. Oh.
Oh,
The
dude,
movie's getting to us. The movie's getting to us.
I'm
Yeah, you're
telling you,
losing. You're losing it. No, we fight constantly.
it's it's
That's
great.
it's. I think we both have the same stance of we will die on any hill.
Yes, I know I sent y'all the link to The Voices with Ryan Reynolds when we talked about that.
Love
Uh,
it, love it.
that if you ever get the chance, don't don't do
Watch
it.
it. Watch the voices. Watch it. Watch the voices. Because look, this is one thing. Me and him, we are great friends. I love this man. I love his wife. I love this podcast. But let me tell you what. The one thing that he says that I do not agree with is I he doesn't like crap. He doesn't like crappy movies. Like,
Okay,
you
no.
need
I
you need mid movies, you need bad movies, you need the schlock, you need it. You need voices.
no, but I'll sit here and sing Blood and Honey's praises,
Yeah.
like Winnie the Pooh,
Okay.
like up and cutting people
Mousetrap.
up. No, don't watch Mousetrap.
Mousetrap.
Whatever you do,
Watch
don't do it.
Mousetrap. Do it. Do it. Join me. Join me. Be a casual
But
Mousetrap enjoyer.
It's
Have you
so
seen
bad.
Blood and Honey or Mousetrap?
I have not yet.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I'm just gonna say mostly because uh, learning to use all this gear, I just kind of locked myself in the dungeon down here and either write music or I'm having to watch YouTube videos like, all right, I got this new piece of gear. Now how the heck do I use it?
Oh,
Oh,
I feel that.
I
I feel that.
I am constantly stuck in that dungeon. I'm going to tell you that right now. All the things that I have no idea how they are set up, and I did it. But it was the power of tutorials and YouTube.
Yeah. God bless YouTube.
Hmm.
Is that the same dungeon that you do the caveman chugs in?
Yep. Every weekend I'll just lock myself down here. I got a sleeping bag down here for the couch and
Nuh-uh.
either either writing or got to get some song done. I'm down here till it's done.
Do you ever just like when you're going down in the dungeon, just give like a mean side eye to your gear, just like like that one buddy or that one coworker you see every single day? You're just like, God dang it, you again.
Uh, Sometimes that is definitely true. Sometimes, most of the time it's pretty exciting because like this was the farthest I've ever gotten with a band, and it still seems like it's trending up. So I'm super excited for it. But again, like when you keep hearing the same song like 5 bajillion times, sometimes I just walk down there and like you said, just here we go again.
I yeah. Uh, when I found y'all for the first time, my buddy had sent me a video to the Luminary, and I'm like, first off, how dare y'all enter the scene with such aggressiveness? I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, holy
The audacity.
crap. The audacity. I had to hear it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, you know what? The first pass, it's aggressive. Let's hear it 2 or 3 more times. I'm like, oh no, they got sick of this. I guarantee you they got sick of this. Everyone in the crowd is just like, dude, this is sick as hell. And you're just like, yeah, hear it 100 times.
Yeah. Heard that a few hours before.
You're just like, yeah, yeah.
It is exciting though. It's really funny too because the videographer at Aisha looked so freaking mad throughout the
Dude.
whole filming.
She does. The opening scene where she hits those first gutturals, she's staring into my soul and screaming at me. I'm like, oh my god, what did I do?
And it's just the best 180 because when you actually meet her in real life, she is a very high chance that she might be the nicest person you'll ever meet, ever.
Mhm.
Friggin', but when she gets on stage, it's just a demon comes out.
It's
You gotta love the power of the perform when you love what you do.
Absolutely.
it
Sorry,
was
also, I am eating baked spaghetti. I am very professional.
That's
There-
a good meal right there.
also
I've had to explain to 10 people what baked spaghetti was in 2 months.
explain what baked spaghetti is, because Yuki doesn't know what baked spaghetti is.
You take spaghetti, right? You take spaghetti, you put cheese on it, and you bake it.
What that mean? What that mean?
So it's like lasagna with angel hair.
Don't you ever. Don't you ever. We are not getting back into the casserole debate. We leave the world of casserole behind, okay? We this is the future. We move forward.
It's coming back to haunt you.
It really is.
It is. But
It is.
But you know what? Sometimes things come back to haunt you, like continuity errors, which I think all of them in Coherence was done on purpose. I think he said except for one, but he hasn't said which one the actual error was. So that has been interesting, and I refuse to spend any more time figuring out which one was it. I know it wasn't the spaghetti. Not the spaghetti. I looked over at my spaghetti. I meant sweater, not the
the spaghetti. I was about to say there was no spaghetti in Coherence.
You know what? There's always spaghetti on my mind. No, but yes, the sweater.
The sweater. Also, I just want to say the scariest part of the entire movie was the actress for Lori, because she looked like an alien. I don't know why the makeup department did her so dirty. She was so pale with like the darkest of hair. I'm like, oh my god, she's sickly.
There's your coherence right there. Like I can tell you the end of the movie right now. That's the coherence right there.
I'm like, oh my god, she's the alien. She's the alien.
You know, I have a deep hatred for, now maybe it's because movies and anime have ruined me, but every time I watch a movie and it's good, and then like the past like 5 minutes they're like that, you know, that Discovery meme where the guy's is just like, now everything aliens.
Yes.
Oh,
But aliens.
that was my only complaint with Annihilation was the aliens.
No,
I
no,
knew,
I loved it.
I knew right away from the second the movie, like you see the trailer, the color palette tells you, oh, this is cosmic horror, and then it starts with a meteor, and you're like, okay, aliens, we get it. Now, is it going to be godlike alien-esque, like cosmic horror, or is it standard alien? You know, so that was fun to try to figure out.
It was going to
But
be
that was
mechanical aliens like Steven Spielberg.
Oh, I want to know too is you know the gal, I can't remember her name now, but the head of the expeditionary force that went in, how she had cancer. I want to know, when it assimilated, did the being have cancer too?
See, I think kind of like when dealing with like the prism, the refractals and everything merging and becoming one, but also not at the same time. So you're yourself, but you're not yourself. You're everything and nothing at the same time.
Mhm.
All a tumor is just the excess cells, and what it wanted was more matter to create the form. So her actually having cancer and tumor cells and everything is was what it wanted because it could use the matter to um use her more as basically a spare part
Lynx,
to
I know of your
create
slander.
the figure that she fights with her blood in it. I don't know. It was
That makes sense. Okay, I never think about it like that. I was wondering, like, the being gets it. Congratulations, you've assimilated, but now you have cancer.
yeah.
Teacher, I have questions. Can you repeat? Can you repeat it? I didn't have time to like pull out my notepad.
All I know was the second it had human form, the only thought I had in my mind was, so aliens are Slender Man? So you're gonna tell me that thing didn't look like Slender Man?
Oh no, that 100%.
I liked when it was slowly taking her form and you could see it starts getting in her face.
Oh
But
yeah.
I was like, that's like my computer when I'm trying to play some video games. It's never, this doesn't render for me.
I
Oh goodness.
I love that whole scene where Natalie Portman went into the lighthouse and she encounters the dock and she turned into a matter baby. I genuinely thought that was cool. Making a whole new Natalie Portman. Lynx, can you like explain to me like the whole, like, you can obviously, like, Lena was trying to break it down scientifically, like what was the matter baby trying to do?
I think I know what you're trying to do. Is you're trying to make me ask you, what's the matter, baby? But I know I'm going to interpret your question differently and say what was the alien's purpose. And I think it was just to learn and create. I think it wasn't malicious, but it wasn't benevolent
Oh, but
because it took what people wanted most. Cain wanted to get back to his wife, so it created a version of him that got back to his wife. Whether it was his original body or not, whether it was him, because it is his DNA, it is his mind. He is a ship of Theseus, whatever, and then she becomes the same. So while she destroyed the alien quote unquote version of herself, her refracted version with the grenade, um
but she already
she's still the
was.
same.
Yeah, I was about to say
Well,
she.
yeah, she was already the same. They were already the same being. They were duplicate at that point.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's the matter, baby?
Nothing, hun. What's wrong with you?
Don't worry, I got you.
Yeah, he got your back. He's like that, the friend who sees that somebody has their hand up with like waiting for the high five. He just runs up and just gives it to him.
Listen, he's a bro. He knows.
I got you. I got you.
The amount of times, okay, look, I'm not very smart, okay? The amount of times they get me, I almost every day get got with the, hey, what's on your shirt? Like, you can see me. You can't see me. I got nothing on me, but I still look every time.
Every time.
Every time.
I love that. I love that.
Oh.
But
Okay, I have another question for you. It's not about these two movies, but I need to ask your opinion.
oh god.
What was your Okay, there's two movies I want your opinion on if you've seen. The Ritual.
Is that
Netflix.
with the weird moose-looking
Yeah.
creature? Okay.
Yeah. And what is your opinion on Barbarian?
Well, I can kind of give you an opinion on the Ritual. I don't think I've seen the Barbarian yet. And even on the Ritual, it's been a while since I've seen it. You might have to refresh my memory. What was the context of it again?
Basically PTSD in a nutshell. his friend gets murdered. He felt guilty for hiding, and then they go into the woods, and the spawn of Loki in the woods is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna murder everybody in very scary ways." So it basically is like a psychological like PTSD. It's
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
also
Yeah.
creature feature at the same time, but I
It's
wouldn't
not a creature
classify it.
feature.
I wouldn't classify
It's
it as a creature
nope.
feature because it's
No,
not the main point of the film. It is a plot device
it's not a
with
creature
dealing with grief. It's like, hmm,
The
wait, now I'm thinking about the thing.
that's another good movie.
Whoa!
You don't like the
on.
thing?
No, actually, that's another good movie.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
you said
I
that's not a
heard.
good movie. I was like, what?
Whoa!
The call just ends right here now. Oh, we're coming up. Goodbye. But so in the ritual, isn't that the one? Like, yeah, they're going through the woods, and it's a lot of it's at night, isn't it?
A lot of it is, yeah.
Okay, and then at the end, the creature is trying to get to him, but he gets outside of the woods and it can't follow. If I'm remembering correctly.
Because of the cult,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's a good movie. He doesn't care for it.
It's not.
Because he, by default, thinks if a movie comes out by Netflix, it's not good.
That's not true. You know what? I gave it a 7.5, and you're telling me that it's not a 7.5?
It's a solid, easy 8.
Yeah. First off, you said 9, so now it's getting bumped down to an 8.
Because I had to.
Because I had to.
I from what I do remember, I thought it was fairly solid, but again, it's something I probably have to watch more than once to try to catch all the little nuances in it. I would say I found it entertaining, but sometimes when I put on movies, it's kind of more of like a background thing while I'm doing something else, and so I don't always pick up on the actual concept of the movie. I'm really bad at that. A lot of it's just like white noise.
Completely fair.
I do understand that. I'm kind of the opposite in a way of when I'm watching a movie. Like I even said earlier, I'll take notes, man. I don't care. I'm in it to win it. I was. We have the great mousetrap debate for a reason because I'm sitting there, I'm piecing, I'm making, I think, my own lore to make this movie good.
No, Mousetrap was not good at all.
It was fun.
Now I know what movie I was thinking of. When you said Mousetrap originally, I was thinking of Mouse Hunt. I was like, I didn't classify it as horror, but maybe it is for the mouse.
Close enough. Close enough. I also saw that you and blanking on the name, I apologize, have another band.
Oh yes, Gage, the drummer.
Yes.
Yep, it's called Keeper of the Morgue.
Yeah, talk to us a bit about that. Which came first, Burial Path or Gage? Or not Gage.
Well, Keeper of the Morgue, yep, with Gage.
Keeper of the Morgue.
So that one started up in 2019, and that was everything about how that band started was weird because I wasn't in a band at the time because I had been on and off in bands since 2007, and just the whole like trying to learn how to be a band, and everyone says we want to go far, do this full time, but then when things start getting rough and people actually have to do what a band has to do to make it happen, people kind of drop out. So like all the way from 2007 to 2019 it was just a lot of bands that were like I would dump a whole bunch of time, effort, and money into, but then the other people they couldn't dump like the time, effort, or money into it to match. So it just kind of fell apart because I will say when I was younger and in bands, I was kind of an asshole just because I had a really strong drive and I was like, no, we got to do this, and pushing people really hard. But 2019, right before that 2018, I wasn't in a band. I was just kind of chilling, just going to work and stuff. And my buddy was like, "Hey, this is my buddy Fred. He's been trying to do this band thing for his band since 2014, but nothing's ever happened." and he kind of had the same thing. He had a lot of drive for it, but every member that joined him, like, it had been around since 2014, but they never had any songs written because everyone just wanted, what I'm assuming, wanted to say they were in a band, but no one actually knew how to be in a band. Or sometimes I would dare to say that they didn't even know how to play an instrument, but they had the motivation to try it.
Yeah.
So I hopped on and we got our first single out, and then when we went to go look for Gage, that was even weirder because I found him on Craigslist. He was a Craigslist
Really?
ad. Yeah. I put out an ad and he answered it, and I'd already gone through several drummer auditions and it was all awful. And so he was the last one. So I scheduled something at the studios at Guitar Center, and I didn't go in with very big hopes, but I was blown away. He did his homework. He studied the songs. He learned the drum beats, played it exactly how we had it recorded for that first single,
Yeah.
and just absolutely nailed it. So that's how Keeper the More came to be. It was super weird, but yeah, it was that I would say my first baby, that first taste of like when everyone was working together and everyone was able to contribute effort, time, and financially. That one started to take off for a little bit, but as we're getting older, Fred he got married, got a big promotion at work, and then bought a house, and so he's just been absolutely swamped with being like a family guy now. Gage, he works for real estate, and he started his own drone business, Airvon, and both those, have just recently started taking off. So even now, we're not even sure he's going to be able to stick it out with Burial Path because he's seen so much success with his full time job and his own business he's starting out, which we're really happy because some of the hearing about the money he's making, even just from his own business, is just absurd. So we're super happy that he's seen like great financial success and success with his business.
Yeah. I mean, and also because there is a lot of like stuff, especially if he's doing like a drum business and he plays drums in a band and everything. There's a lot that could be said about that because a lot of times there's a lot of businesses, especially when it comes to like band management or equipment management, that don't know anything about it at all anyway. So then it's like very weird. So when you do hear about someone who actually knows what they're doing and actually participates and knows what people want when they want to, be introduced into the scene, I do think that that makes a world of difference. So I could see how he could be, successful
Yeah,
because of
he is
that.
very business minded, which is really cool to see. And he has a lot of motivation and initiative because like anyone knows, like a band could just be a small scale business, but starting like a drone business, like that's a ton of work on and off the clock. And he's just been chipping away at it, and still trying to do the band thing too. So I know he's been swamped. So if it turns out to where it doesn't work, like there's not going to be any hard feelings because we're all super happy that all of his hard work over the last couple of years is finally paying off for his business.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But that's very nice. But then that's like also scary too as a thought. Have y'all kind of come together though and basically I guess ask the question of if he does step down, do you want to continue Burial Path? Do you want to make a new band? Do you want to fill that
You
spot?
better do it, I swear to God. No.
No, don't worry. Yeah. Because Aisha and I have been the main people in Burial Path, and we definitely are like, even if everyone else has to dip out, because Jeremy, our other guitarist, he has a family, house,
Mhm.
all that stuff they have to take care of, and I know he's been getting more busy too, because he just had excuse me, he just had a kid, and
Oh.
that that's a
Mhm.
that's a lot of work in itself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So uh, if it didn't work out with those two because they just have more real life roles and responsibilities to fulfill, Aisha and I did had a lot of meetings. We're like, yeah, we for sure are going to keep it going. And what it's looking like is because we were already kind of looking for fill-in members. Say if like someone could make it for a tour,
Yeah.
uh, like we'll have these people on like the bench that already kind of know the song, so learning them wouldn't take very long, and we know that they'll jive with the band dynamic.
Yeah.
So we kind of have names in the rosters already, if in the event that all this does happen that way. But we fingers crossed it doesn't. But if it does, like we kind of have a head start on it, just because we're looking for those backfills for tours and stuff.
Pulling a Slipknot, I see. Gonna have 10
No,
people,
no, no. Don't be
10
pulling
people on
Slipknots. That's
reserve.
sad. That's so sad.
Well, no, I don't mean inhalers. I mean homes. There's very different reasons for not making it. There's very different reasons. But you knew what I meant. You
Yeah,
knew what I meant.
they're gonna recruit Corey Taylor.
Or his son Griffin. I heard his son's band come through Nebraska, and I was blown away that his son sounds exactly like Corey does.
Oh, it's crazy how identical they sound.
That could be the future of Slipknot right there.
Just like Kiss, they're just gonna have their children dressing up in the makeup and everything.
If it worked.
80 years of Slipknot.
Yeah. 4 more years.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. Man.
But yeah, that was a really long way to say, but yes, Burial Path will continue on because I still have the still have that dream to try to make this kind of a full-time job.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you're doing really well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a huge learning process for both of us. I know with our past bands, because just being down in Texas, it's crazy. Like for this kind of music, seeing the shows, they just get regularly down there.
Mm-hmm.
It just baffles me because Nebraska doesn't get any of those kind of shows. But she's been in other bands that have been fairly successful and like had the business and logistics and stuff kind of down. So I know she already knows quite a bit, and I know she's still learning. But I know I'm very new to this kind of stuff, so it's just like drinking from a garden hose at this point. I'm just trying to retain as much as I can.
Gaining that immune system, bud.
That rusty water hits different.
I'm telling you,
Well,
kids
water
nowadays
does.
don't know. Yeah, what's the matter? What's the matter, boy? Lynx fell down the well again.
Not again.
Not
Yeah,
again.
Gonna take me out back, old Yeller style, huh?
Oh my god. Yeah,
That's right. Just look at the flowers. Just look at
Just
the
look at the
flowers.
flowers.
Just look at the
You
flowers.
see the rabbits? You see the rabbits?
This is for liking Mousetrap.
I will die on that hill forever. You know, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. And I'll say, watch it with the idea of are you having fun?
No,
Because
don't
that
do it.
makes a difference to
No,
me.
no.
If-
This
okay,
movie's
you
not
watch the
fun.
movie.
This movie
It's
is hot
funny.
garbage.
It's hilarious.
It's
You don't
so
love it when he
garbage.
rocks up into the place, the bar. He has his goatee sticking out of the mask because I think he was just too hot, so he had his facial hair breathing, and they forgot to like take it out.
No.
And
So
kills people with a stick.
it feels like someone had rented like one of those arcades, like those big old Chuck E. Cheese arcades, and he was making a movie. He didn't go in with a script or nothing. He just had a bunch of friends said, "Hey, you're this character, you're this character, you're this character. You don't like her, she doesn't like him. She slept with him and him and him." And they were running out of time to introduce the killer, so they just showed up.
I will admit, it does seem like the TV show like format, like a Game of Thrones or like
Oh,
what is it, Rings of Power, to where they're like an hour-long episodes, but they can have 8+ episodes, so they can actually expand and get some of that character development. But movies, it feels like it all has to be crammed into that typical, hour and a half-ish. And yeah, I do agree. It does feel, a lot of movies feel like it's freaking rushed because they're like, shoot, like we only have like 30 minutes left. We got to wrap this up.
That actually, as an exact thought I had about. Have you seen the movie Corrective Measures? It's not a horror movie. It's a 2022 science fiction movie about a prison and for supervillains basically. And it has Bruce Willis in it and the other guy who's
The other guy. I love that.
The blue daddy from
The Blue Man
Guardians.
Group? Oh! See, just Bruce Willis walking around with the Blue Man Group.
It's just a newer Die Hard.
I wish.
Best day to Die Hard.
But the thing is people that watched the movie, I was like, it's so bad, and then I was like, but why? And they're like, oh, because it's rushed. And then I watched the movie because I believe in forming your own opinions yourself. So I watched it, and I really liked it, but I did completely see what they meant. This was a movie that if this was a show, it would be a talked about show. Like, people would love it. But the fact that they just, like, imagine, like, you know, the show The Boys? Imagine if they tried to make The Boys into a single movie. You're not going to like it.
No one's going to know what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
No.
And it's that exact thing.
Watchmen.
There was silly moments and everything, but it's something that would be extremely good if it was a show.
Cough, cough, Watchmen.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
fair,
okay. The only reason people applaud that movie was Dr. Manhattan's nutsack scene. That was it. That's it. That's the only scene I get heard talked about. That's it.
Well,
Like-
people, you're gonna sit here and you're not gonna acknowledge the amount of times that I have said, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
No.
Yeah. I love that guy's ferocity. It's just I don't know what it is, but moments like that where I was like, I don't know why, but I feel badass right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel badass, but the movie, like the characters are okay. The storyline that they get put in is not okay. Just, i.e., Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Cage, we love you, Nick Cage. I love me some Nick Cage. I've seen just about every Nick Cage movie, but Spirit of Vengeance is not going in my collection.
Not the beast.
Not the beast.
Wait, not the Wicker Man.
The amount of time that we talk about Nicolas Cage on this podcast, I think every time, if we had a bingo card, Nick Cage has to go on it. Because just like last podcast, we literally was talking about it, the scene where he runs up dressed up as a bear and just punches that woman. Like, like all the time. You just gotta love the Cage.
You gotta love.
What do you guys think of that Mandy movie?
Dude, okay, so I have a story about this. So when that movie came out, me and my buddy was like, hey, I got shrooms if you want to try shrooms. And then I'm like, hey, Nick Cage just came out with a movie. If you all want to watch it, I heard it's pretty trippy. And we sat there and we had nightmares for years.
I know, the first time I watched it, I was drinking. And they got to that weird, that scene where he's going crazy. He was just in his underwear. I remember looking at my beer. I was like, nah, I better stop. I don't know what the fuck's or what's going on. My bad. I don't know if you allow cursing or anything in this.
I am open to it. I personally myself don't do it, but I don't stop other people from doing it. The only thing I do is I just ask people not to be perverted. That's pretty much the only place I draw the line. But
Gotcha.
person, go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes that.
As long as it's not every other sentence.
Yeah, person like a sailor.
That's how my mama is. Dear Lord.
It
belongs to the sea.
I feel attacked. No. As she said that, she was slowly turning towards me. She's like, yeah, but you wanna add to that? I'm just like in the corner, like scratching my neck, going through my hair, like, no.
To me, no, I would never.
No.
I would never do such a thing.
She pulls me aside like a southern mother and slaps me a few times, like, now what did I done tell you about cursing up a storm like that? Do it again.
You know we got Nick Cage at home.
we have Nick Cage at home.
We got Nick Cage at home. It's
it's scarier You wait to hit behind closed doors. No, in public you whisper.
You whisper. What
Yeah.
did I tell
You
you?
lean in
What did I
with
tell
a
you,
smile on
Matthew?
your face.
I
Like,
told
hey,
you. I told you.
just wait
If
till
you
we
don't
get
go in that
home.
basement, if you don't go in that basement, you're gonna get it.
Don't
Got
make
that
me get
wooden
out the
spoon.
oranges and the sock out. Things
Not
won't
the,
look
oh my
quite
Exactly.
God!
right.
Not the oranges
They
in the
don't leave
sock.
bruises. That's
I,
why if you slap them behind their left ear, no bruise, no mark.
I
Ain't
believe
happen.
that's phone books don't leave bruises.
Yeah.
It's about weight distribution.
No, but I will tell you, they do leave bruises if you get them thrown at you.
Well, yeah.
That across the room, my mother had an eye. I'll tell you what, I was running one time, and she like took a phone book and like boomeranged it. Yeah.
Yeah, learn your lesson then, didn't ya?
Oh my God, I got hit in the side of the head with the spine of the phone book.
Oh, see, that was the issue. You got the spine. No, not the phone book paper cut. Yeah, that's what you do when you really want to punish somebody. Give them a paper cut
Oh
right
my
in
God.
between their thumb and their pointer finger.
Like right on the webbing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's see who hold a pencil now.
Pika, pika, pika.
How's that spaghetti? Why aren't
It's
you
very
picking up
thick.
that fork?
Man, I tell
We
you.
were supposed to be talking about movies, and now we're talking about phone
I-
books and oranges.
I gave a warning. We're a bunch of goobers. This'll be an interview, but it goes all over the place.
Yeah,
We're,
it's true.
we're gonna rism with the tism.
Thank you for noticing autism. This ain't Metal Hammer. We're just like, so Matthew McClure, tell us on your Wikipedia, fact or fiction is like,
Thankfully, we don't got one of those, so we don't got to do none of those kind of talks.
no, no. I was thinking about it just to be a dick and just be like, so we read on your Wikipedia page.
I would be like, well, I already know it's fake because we ain't got one. I look.
I looked too. The funny thing was, I tried to look. I'm like, Burial Path Wikipedia page. Nothing showed. I'm like, damn it.
I was like, yes. We're gonna avoid a whole bunch of slew of questions.
Is it true you grew up in, it says here, Georgia? No.
I mean, I
see.
wouldn't say
He's
that,
a
but
Nebraska boy. Cornbread fed.
Cornbread.
corn-fed deathcore.
There you go. That needs to go on your Spotify. Corn-fed deathcore.
That's what we put for Keeper of the Morgue. I was like, this is dumb. And then the more we looked at it, I was like, you know what? This fits. This fits.
It's like, I love this.
Oh, speaking of love, I have to do kind of bring it back to the Annihilation scene. I think I kind of started talking about it a little bit. How did you feel about like the horrifying mimicry of the invisible bear? This scene where they're trapped to the chairs and then the bear comes in.
That I think out of the whole movie, that was the most terrifying part.
Oh yeah.
When it would how it blended with Shepard's essence, and then every time it opened its mouth instead of a growl, it's just the final screams for help. That was terrifying to think, and then also just knowing like we've all seen the videos of how strong bears are and how they just and how fast they are, and just that tension of like, what's this bear gonna do? And then the other gal came back in and tried shooting it, and then seeing her getting ragdolled around, I was like, oh
man.
I felt bad for Anya because see, her thing is she was just a street paramedic. She wasn't supposed to really be there. And then she, since she struggled with like a drug addiction and everything, and then seeing, her basically feeling like she's in a constant trip because of her memory. So her fingerprints are constantly moving, her her palms of her hand. She's like because of her memory, she is basically stuck that way. So she no longer trusts, she has the, fear, and then she found out, that she was being lied to and like more people are dead and the bear was invisible and she didn't see it. So there was reasonable doubt to why she was what she was doing. She did go overboard, but it was already kind of established that you do kind of go crazy there. Anyway, so she wasn't set up to where she was just bad, especially in the beginning where she was talking to them and being inclusive and being really nice. She wasn't a bad person. She was just kind of going crazy. And then her final act was she did try to save them when she did find out, oh wait, there really is a bear. Um, so she did try to save them. Eh, I don't think she thought she would die, but she did try.
Uh,
And I did think that was kind of a good redemption. It was very a quick betrayal and a quick redemption, and
a
I did like that.
redemption.
Yes, she fought the bear.
Yes,
She didn't believe in bears, saw the bear, fought the bear, died.
I died.
Well, a terrible death at that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't use a lot of cutaways like I thought they were going to. I'm like, okay, it's gonna happen off camera and you're gonna see Natalie Portman just like eyes rolled back in fear, like, oh my god. No, no, we just saw her getting flung around and crap. I'm like, oh my god.
Game engine physics. She's going all over the place.
Oh yeah, this movie was filmed in Unreal Engine 5.
Mhm.
That would be so badass. See that kind of graphics in the game.
Yeah. It was fun. Do you think? Okay, so Josie, she just became a plant, right? Do you think that the other bodies that were there were also some of the other teams?
No, it was the people that didn't evacuate.
Okay.
I agree with that. But
Okay.
yeah, because at first we're like, they grew like this. I was like, what?
Mhm.
What do you mean it just grew like this?
Mhm.
Yeah, the treeple.
The treacle. Oh god. Flashbacks of Lethal Company treacle.
I know a lot of people haven't seen it, but this movie felt very Doctor Who-ish. Like
Really?
it felt very Doctor Who-ish, like very scientific, very like horror, but not too horror, if that makes sense. Like a horror undertone. It was just like, hey, science scary, bud. Science scary.
Yeah, because I think the only two real horror parts of it would have been the bear part, and then the final part, just having that mimicking humanoid thing, doing everything that you're doing. But yeah, everything else, like I wasn't sure if these two were going to fit in with the horror side, but yeah, like you said, they're probably more of like sci-fi kind of thrillers. But yeah, some of that stuff just terrifying.
I think the bear scene alone made it be worthy of a horror movie because this. I mean, seriously, the fear, and then to
Yeah.
have your fear be forever the only thing that is left of you forever.
Yeah,
Horrifying.
those
Yeah.
cries of help. That's that.
Mhm.
Yeah, that made my hair stand on end when it opened its mouth.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, and the fact that no one saw the bear. Well, two people did, and then the other two did not because it was an invisible bear, already terrifying. An invisible mutated bear that can mimic the screams of the darned
Oh, the darn.
10 times more terrifying.
I mean,
Dear Lord.
do we not want to talk about the alligator, the size of that some mother?
Yeah, that
Like,
was.
I grew up.
That one didn't have any weird mutations, did it?
No, it did.
I mean,
it was
it
huge.
did. It was big and it had shark teeth, so it had multiple rows.
Oh,
and it
that's
had,
right.
like,
That's right.
Like, I grew up in the boonies of Florida. Okay, I lived out in the swamp. I've seen alligators, and none as big as that. When that dude came out and it was the size of a small horse, I'm like, no, no, thank you, my dude. I don't know a single redneck that'd be like, I can wrangle that.
Actually, they have one problem.
Hold my bear, Cletus.
Cletus? I did actually have one issue with that scene was when the lady who was very smart, that it's established she was very smart. She's like screaming, "It's got my bag! It's got my bag! It's a backpack!
Take
Move
it
your
off.
arms down! Take it off!"
Take it off. But for someone very smart, she obviously wasn't very smart.
I mean, to be fair, she was a scientist. She was probably panicking because if you're being, wrestled by a gator, you're probably, afraid.
My,
So I guess I get, the panic, but also just let it take your backpack.
yeah, just let it take it. Obviously, it
But,
wants it.
Yeah,
but my radios.
My
my
radio
radios.
that don't work, and my compass that don't work either.
My
Yeah, that's why
equipment
I
that's
would throw that.
useless.
I would have
I
thrown that
need it.
out. Like, this is dead weight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. If you're like, yes, I've checked these and know for certain that they don't do anything. And I had a theory, and I didn't need this to test that theory, but I still want them radios. You know what? She probably thought she was going to get charged for it. Like, if I
Ah,
leave these out here, they're going to charge me like $200 for like 5 radios. In this economy, no.
they're gonna dock my pay.
Exactly.
How will I be able to afford Taco Bell after this?
Oh,
Exactly.
not
You
Taco
can't
Bell.
afford Taco Bell anymore. Taco Bell is like $9. It's $3 for one hard taco.
As as someone of Latino heritage, Taco Bell is beneath us. Taco
Yeah, but have
Bell
you
beneath
had a
us.
Baja Blast?
Baja Blast?
Just because it's Mountain Dew doesn't mean it's Taco Bell,
Look,
bud. It's a
you already know.
collaboration.
You already know here. Baja Blast, Mountain Dew.
I think a large Baja Blast.
Just a
I'd like a Baja Blast, please.
just a Baja Blast, please. Just a Baja. Get me one of them
Excuse me, what did you
Bajas.
say?
Give me one of them Bajas. Do you ever see the clip that Taco Bell is now doing like AI drive-thrus?
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
is that the video of the kid trying to order a drink? It's like,
And to
Hey,
drink.
what
See this?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're playing around with an AI system that'll answer you at the drive-thru. It's fantastic.
send me the video.
I can't wait to see
Please
road.
pull that up.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Road Rage stationary.
oh, I
mean,
love that. He's punching his steering wheel and just floors it out of the driveway or drive-through.
To be fair, we all have dealt with an automatic phone system that just made you just say horrible things you would never say. And imagine you go into the drive-through and it's like, do this or press 1. And you're like, oh no.
Oh my dude, I swear to you, like government buildings will fucking do that, and like the DMV will be like, no, so like it's like, please, I just need a person. I need one person. It'll take 5 seconds. Please, if you know the number extension to the office you're calling, please start now. And you're just like, I don't know.
I hate when it's like, in a sentence, tell us what you're looking to do. Talk to a person. Would you like to look at your bank account? Talk to a person.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you do not give me the name of the office, I will hang up the phone.
The one that makes me so mad, the one that makes me the maddest is where like to speak to someone, they're like, oh, I know you want to speak to someone, but can I help you instead? Tell me your problem. They already told you what I wanted, AI lady.
Or these freaking menus not having a back option. So if you go on the wrong menu, it's like, well, I have to go through these 11 menus again.
Yeah,
Yes.
hang up the phone and try again. It's like, oh.
If every time I call, this phone gets a little bit closer to being a million pieces.
Bro, I've seen your stature. Oh my god, that can, like, I can imagine that. It's like, so guys, can't record videos. My phone is disintegrated into many pieces.
Because I am an idiot.
I called the DMV and they pissed me off. Sorry.
It's some of those places is really the only time you'll see me take the time and drive my happy butt there to do it in person.
You understand you could have done this over the phone. Could I? You want to tell the AI that?
Could
Yep, don't care. Take my money. I just need the stupid sticker so I don't get pulled over.
the pain in my soul.
Pain.
The other day, I couldn't find my package, right? And so I had to call them, and I was like, "Hey, where my package? Where are my goods? Where's my delivery?" And they're like, "Oh," the AI system was like, "Oh, we need the ID." So I read the ID. It didn't understand it. And they said, oh, we can't find that in the system. I'm like, okay, well, speak to someone. I'll just tell the person. They're like, in order to contact you to the person, you have to give us hits. And I'm like, but you said you don't understand. What? Yeah. Oh, it was a circle. It was 15 minutes of me cursing like my mama. Just on, I rage against the machine. It was
Not against the machine.
against the machine, more relevant than ever.
Literally.
Now they're rage for the machine with their ticket prices.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Ooh.
Do you hear that, Tom Morello? I didn't like you to begin with.
They're appeasing the ticket master.
My hatred for Tom Morello goes back to Guitar Hero 3. Fuck you, bud.
But anyway, Tom, how'd you make that freaking noise?
Yeah, anyway, tell me. Show me, please. He's just like jerking it with the volume knob is all he does. And I'm like, really? Is that all you did? You made, like, in his interviews, when, in, like, his playthroughs, he sounds so pretentious. So, me and the band, we were doing this and this and this. I'm like, yes, that's great, bud. I don't need 15 minutes of how you wrote it. I need to know how you did it.
Yes,
please.
That drives me up a wall. Watching tutorial videos, and it's more of them talking, or it's all talking because at the end they're like, here's my masterclass. Like, no, man.
Oh my god. Morello's so bad for that.
The other day I was trying to learn something, a live 2D. I was trying to learn something to rig a model, and I was watching this tutorial, and the beginning was super detailed. I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. And then like towards like the end part, she finished one section of literally like 15. She was like, okay, now finish it. And I was like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean finish it? You know that meme of like the horse where the front half is like beautiful and detailed, and then the other half is a stick figure? That is what I got. Oh, I was so mad. And then I was just like, but what do you mean? Those are completely different things. Even if I use what you taught me, that doesn't make any sense.
Yep. I felt the same way watching Jake Ely trying to play Bark at the Moon. Like, he doesn't even explain it to you. He plays it, and then he goes in, yeah, that's how I played it. I'm like, yeah, can you, like, break it down for me? I am man with ADHD. I do not have attention span to slow this down to 0.5 speed. Please. They don't even tell you the tuning either. I'm like, bro.
For the love of God.
Don't worry. Just learn Hey There Delilah, and no one will question your skills.
Oh, yeah. Burial Path covers Hey There Delilah. Let's go.
That's not a bad idea.
That would probably be really interesting to be on. I mean, imagine. Wait, can it would be funny. April Fool's is coming up.
So we did something like that in Keeper too. We did a deathcore cover of Never Gonna Give You Up.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. I'm surprised it hasn't gotten in trouble or anything, because I wasn't I know that song is just on lockdown for like messing around and stuff, because we used the exact same drums for that intro. So I'm like, we could try to do our own, but we need that exact one for that rickroll to everyone.
Bro, that's great. Do it for like an encore. I was like, we got one more song for you. I need y'all to open the pit. Open the pit.
As much as I hate him, Fall in Reverse cracked me up so freaking hard when I was at a show and they had the whole room split in half. And you're getting ready to do a Wall of Death. He's like, this is the heaviest song you ever heard. And I knew they had released new music and I hadn't heard it yet. So I was like, oh, maybe this is one of the heavier ones. And it was that. It's like, I met a girl. It was a really happy one. And you could hear the whole crowd go, oh.
Aw.
Ronnie, come on.
Yeah, Ronnie. Ronnie.
I did you see their thing with the UK tour?
No.
they had to cancel their dates because in the UK, if you had more than 10 years of prison time, you're not allowed in their country.
What, bro? Ronnie. Okay, so Ronnie Radke is not a good person. He is not. He is not
Oh,
a
I
good
know.
person.
No, I know.
And then this dude will like say some stuff as if he's like not untouchable, but like go ahead, do something to me. I'm like, if you keep saying that, someone's gonna do something to you. Like, it's not even gonna be funny. Like, this dude runs his mouth on social media, on Twitch, it's crazy. I'm like, what? This dude?
I will say though, it's gotten to the point to where I can't tell. Like, obviously, it has to be fun trolling, doing this stuff all the time. But back to that saying, like, any publicity is good publicity, and where everyone interacts with it because they just get so outraged at it. All it's done is push their band more and more in the forefront of the algorithm. So I can't tell anymore if he just knows that, hey, if I get people riled up and get a lot of people pissed off and they interact with my stuff, that just pushes the band forward more publicly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Dude.
then it also does kind of beg the question of, is this a bit or is this who you are?
Which I am torn, because when he came through Nebraska, because I had heard the stories, so I was kind of apprehensive and stuff. I stood a little bit further back, so I didn't want to get hit by a mic stand. But he was super respectful. When they came through, he did one full set of Escape the Fate of all the songs he was in, and then they did 2 full sets of Falling in Reverse. And at the end of it, he came back out and was bowing to the crowd and thanking everyone, because they didn't even think, because they know their reputation, and he didn't think it was going to be a sold out show, and that sold out. So he came out and was like bowing to the crowd and thanking everyone. He's just super, super respectful the whole night. So after seeing that in person, how he was, I'm really torn on, like you said, is this a bit, or is this guy actually just like, after all this time of being on social media, just finally losing it?
You know what?
Yeah.
Fair. That's what y'all need to start doing then. Start taking lovable topics and just be like, you know what? They're not that great. Chipotle, not even good. And then just watch your comments just start blowing up. Like, what do you mean?
Oh, I don't know if I could do it, and I don't know if I would want to do it either, because our stuff already gets blown up over the weirdest on my Instagram, because I keep forgetting that you can do like little highlights or features on your profile. If you can just save them from your story.
Yeah.
So I just started taking screenshots of some of all these weird messages, and by far and largely amount, it's either it's a dude trying to be a girl or pretending to be a girl, or the person's trans, because they can't accept that she can scream low. She just has a naturally deeper voice, and no one can accept that all the practice and her just being gifted with a lower voice, that she can hit those deeper screams than most girls can. And but it always reverts back to that, and how many messages we get is just insane. That or she's using a vocal synthesizer.
Dude.
I mean, I do believe it. As a lady with a very squeaky, very interesting sounding voice, there is a lot of it is probably kind of like I wouldn't say like jealousy, but that's basically really kind of what it is. Because sometimes you hear someone, especially like if a woman can like just hit that right note in that like that guttural, like deep, and you're just like, I can't even do that. So by default, she can't do that. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the weird part, is all the comments are coming from non-music people. The actual like other people in the music scene, like they've all been really respectful, which is really refreshing to see. But it's always the people that are just like the consumer of the music are the ones that don't want to accept it.
Dude, and that's mind-boggling to me. We have a band that knows the scene, that respects the scene, and is here to like break your face at the same time. Like, I mean, who else brand new is doing that? I mean, not a lot. When I heard her voice for the first time, I like 360'd. I'm like, oh, what in the motherfuck? Like, I'm hearing lows I haven't heard out of a female fronted band. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I'll be honest. When I first met her, I was slightly skeptical as well. So I can't be too hard on the people, but because we actually found her through TikTok.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just doom scrolling like we all like to do on TikTok, and
Oh, of course.
it came up to one of her one of her vocal clips, and I was like, "Oh my god, what did I just hear?" And so immediately, followed and was just like watching the vocal clips, and then I just finally just messaged like, "Hey, I'm in a band. We do deathcore stuff. You do heavy music. Would you like to have a vocal feature?" And of course, she said yes. And then when I got the raw stems from her, because I really wanted to hear the raw stems, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, this is legit, just her screaming, and she can hit those low lows." And I was like, I stand corrected. Like I was skeptical at first, but I stand corrected.
It's
And then later on, that because another big thing too is working with people from out of state. It's so hit or miss. Usually, it's a miss.
yeah.
That they have no idea what they're doing with a recording program, and it's just a nightmare trying to get that all lined up. It's like, well, this is what you got to do. You got to do this for the gain staging, and make sure you render it as a stem and not just a sound bit. So I can. But she already knew all that stuff, had it to me very quickly, and so I was like, this, like, if we were in a band, this would actually work. She knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I always like bringing that up. That I found Gage because he answered a Craigslist ad of mine, and then we found Aisha through TikTok.
That is very new age. That really is new age. I feel like for like right now that to a lot of people, especially probably around our age, that's insane. But I think going forward, that's gonna be just. I feel like that's gonna be part of the norm.
And yeah, and as
Well, maybe not the Craigslist, but
yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
finding band members on like the internet is crazy. Like I could never, honestly, because you'll get this drummer and then the next day your stuff's gone. You're like, what? What happened? Where'd he go?
oh yeah, and as weird as it is to say, I almost think we have COVID to thank for a lot of that stuff. Because I always called it COVID, like the rise of the bedroom guitars. Because at least to me, when COVID hit and everyone was stuck inside, I started seeing just these bedroom artists pop out that was just blowing. Like there was a point where I was like, I'm gonna put my guitar down because this 13-year-old just kicked my butt. That I don't even know if I can get that good on guitar.
Oh, dude, it's nuts.
But then all the companies making like these programs and stuff easier and more affordable, so you just sit in your room and record now because there's nothing else to do, and you can't go out and hang with friends, you can't go out and do anything. So now everyone's at home practicing, like we all should have been doing the whole time, But and now like and the advancement with like just the advancement in general of people being able to post their own music things. It's like now I can go out and cherry pick instead of just in my state or town. Now it's like, well, let's look in this state and see if there's anyone over here that I could recruit to the band.
Yeah.
Still, it is still huge. Squidward, Future, all Chrome. Where
Squidward?
we're headed
Oh.
for the AI.
I'm like, what did
Taco
that have
Bell.
to do with Squidward, huh?
Future.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
It could be.
Exactly.
It could be. Your next solo is gonna be slapping mayonnaise. I also saw that you and Jeremy came out with a new single, When the Footsteps Are Quiet.
Yep. Where footsteps are quiet.
Yeah.
So Jeremy and I have known each other for a long time in the music scene, and before he got really busy with his family stuff, he is pretty gosh darn insane. He can play just about any instrument you can think of. He's crazy. Like if you heard the single, he's nuts on vocals as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, when Burial Path started, I already had about 8 songs ish kind of lined up already. So when Aisha was busy doing all the writing and kind of doing the homework on the topics she wanted to write about, Jeremy and I, we're kind of twiddling our thumbs, And we're like, you know what? We got the ability to do it. Why don't we just make a one-off song? So we like just to put out some more music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up with the concept, and I was able to put music to it, and it was like bada bing, bada boom. But I was also really, really impressed with his vocals. I'd never heard him scream like that before until he got in the booth.
Just like, damn, why didn't you tell us this before?
I know, and he can sing really well too. Like the guy's just a good all-around jack of all trades for music stuff. And he's good at recording and mixing and mastering too. It's crazy.
Sounds like a jerk.
Let's be honest. You can't hate that mustache.
Oh,
No,
when I saw the picture of y'all in the woods for the burial path, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, one of these don't belong. One of these things ain't like the other.
And it was so freaking funny because during Halloween, his I think it's his old lady had him shave it off, but then his costume was Wario, so he's like, dang it, I already had it, now I have to wear a fake one.
That's
That's
great. I loved it, especially in the music video, how everyone's mean mugging and crazy, and then you have that dude that dressed as the hipsters. Like, wait, guys, I thought we were dressing up. And like,
That always cracks me up because we were talking about it, like, yeah, let's just do stage black clothes, and everyone showed up for the shoot, and I was like, come on.
I thought he was great because when I saw him, I'm like, this dude knows his style. Everyone's that doom and gloom, and then here comes old boy with like the backwards hat and the twirled up mustache. I'm like, I like this dude's style. He's vibing, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, see?
Exactly, very vaudevillain. Like his older brother knows he can play guitar. Is like, please, I'm gonna need you to come do this. Very like AC/DC, like Angus Young just got out of school and then played for the band. Like, it's great. He didn't have time to change.
Yeah, he's a great guy. They're all great people. Like, again, getting this original group together it was weird, and I was just the back of my head for a little bit was just thinking like, what's going to go wrong? Because it more than not, it feels like the bands will have like everyone will be clicking and vibing and stuff, or like everyone will be like down to goof off, and then there'll just be that one guy that's like super serious, or he's just not as into it as everyone else. It's got almost kind of like a negative Nancy. But this one was just everyone was vibing, everyone was just down to do whatever. It was weird. And at the back of my head, I was like, what's going to go wrong?
Yeah.
What's going to go wrong? Because things are going too smooth.
No.
I'm happy. It seems like things are only going up.
It's absolutely fantastic how quick people took notice to y'all. Like, already with Mirror of Faults just dropping about a week ago. First off, I was gonna ask who's writing these lyrics, because there's one that made me go like, damn. I'm like, what?
Not gonna lie, I was the same way. Aisha does all the lyrics herself because she will pick a topic and then she'll be off, like, she'll still respond every now and then, but her nose is in a book, or she's reading online articles, doing her homework on the concept, and then she'll get to writing to it. And when she'll put over the rough draft, I'm just reading it. I was like, yo, this is like reading the old like Divine Comedy, Dante's Inferno right now with some of these words.
Yeah, I'm like, my God. Let me see if I can find it. I wrote it down. There was I think it's forever in a perpetual state of being. Oh my God. I seem like a poser, I swear to God.
I am sorry.
Say hello to the woofers for us.
I got 3 of them.
What kind are they?
2 Bostons and an Australian Shepherd. Blue Heeler.
All super fun doggos.
Yes. One's an old man, and the other two are they just recently turned one, but are about the same age, and she thinks she's their size. So she thinks she's a lap dog. Oh boy. She's 40 pounds of I weigh half as much as you, but I will still be in your lap.
Hey, you got to get up. My legs are going numb.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's a beautiful girl, and I just recently got them all jackets for winter.
Um, uh, I think this is the line you're talking about. The bound to ineffectual perception, in your contempt you'll suffer the same lesson.
That one.
Yep.
I'm like, damn.
Because the whole premise of the song was through one of her experiences of like, you know, casting judgment or like anger towards someone, but how that person you're casting it towards is actually a mirror of like our, if we're casting it, is a mirror to our own insecurities or faults, you know, of kind of where we're lacking in. And
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool plot twist because originally it was going to be slightly different concept, and then like last second she's like, wait, what about this plot twist? And then rewrote some of the lyrics and shot it over. I was like, oh my god, they're adorable.
That was them. They're a little bit younger. She's double that size now, but she looks like a little weasel.
The other one was an endless state of being unknown but perceived. That one, again, I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Like, I know you're there, but I don't give a fuck about you. I'm like, what?
Right. Yeah, it's one of the comments, I can't remember, I think it was on the Luminary, it was like, who broke her heart? I was like, oh, that's a long story.
Yeah, we need you on here. Tell us the entire story. What happened?
It's like, it ended up being like, you just gotta keep listening to the songs and catch the lore, you know,
Yeah.
the little bits of lore.
These aren't songs. She's lore dropping. That's what it seems like. I'm like, oh my god. All right, she's going through it. I don't know what she's going through, but she's going through it.
Absolutely, and she writes with the mindset because she wonders that about other, you know, the same thing about other artists. Like the one we were just talking about the other day was Erebus by Aversion's Crown, and there's a line where it goes, and pleasured myself with the severed limbs of my kin, or something along those lines. And she's like, you know, she's like, yeah, that's pretty brutal, but damn, what were you going through to write lyrics like that?
I ask that all the time. Like, me and my buddy, we were huge into lyrics. So like new songs that would come out, we'd just be like, like, okay, the riff was hard. The riff is hard, but the lyrics did not match what the guitarist was putting down. I'm like, okay. And then this one, like, y'all came out. I'm like, oh my god. I'm so confused. Like, I'm so confused. I don't even think she's screaming. She's just like spilling her heart. She's just telling us the tea, sis. And I'm like, oh my god.
And what's even I wouldn't say funny, but what's cool is we were talking about the EP and stuff, and she's like, yeah, these first three set of songs are pretty good, but can you write them darker? And I was like, damn, all right. We're about to get some real good tea coming out here soon.
Oh yeah. When the singer's just like, I'm not feeling this bit, can you drop the tuning?
Well, not even that. There's so many times I'll send like little riff or chug ideas. Like, is this what you're talking about? She's like, no, not quite like that. Like, I need it darker. I was like, oh my god, how dark are we going?
Like, and then, diminished.
And one of her examples was "Cesspool of Ignorance" by Signs of the Swarm. She's like, write it like this. And I was like, damn, you want dark.
And you're just like, all right, that's when the lock, like the deadbolt goes on in the dungeon. You're like, all right.
Yeah, and everyone's like, where'd Matt go? He's been locked in the basement for the last 3 months.
Gotta go back to like that Warped Tour, Suicide Silence mindset.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, we're super lucky to have her on because I really like when lyrics are written like this, where it's almost like it almost feels like it's just a few rhyming words off from just being straight up like a poem, like an old poem.
Yeah.
It's also fun when everybody who are like involved in the process can still surprise each other, but still also give each other what they're wanting without knowing that that's what they're doing is so fun.
Oh yes, when like that before we listen to it a bajillion times, that last minute where everything comes together, like all the riffs come together, all the drum beats and fills come together, the lyrics and screams come together, and it's like, damn, did we just write that?
I bet. I bet you
It's
just like
literally
look at each
making
other.
art. Yeah.
What's that?
For me, I say it's literally it's making act like art. You know art?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think sometimes it's hard to. I think we just look at it weird sometimes because there's still, I feel, a general consensus among all of us is there's still a lot of imposter syndrome with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's something that nobody is like immune from. It's just if you do anything slightly okay, you're like, but people are like, no, you don't. You're good. You're good. And you're like,
Uh, that's Aisha quite a bit. She critiques her lyrics and her screams and like the tone of her screams so much. Like I feel bad sometimes because she's like, she'll send it over, like that sounded badass, and she's like, no, don't use that one. I'm gonna do another one, and it'll be like one line. She's like, okay, I got it. It's like, what? It was like, man, that was like a couple days ago. She's like, yeah, it took like like several hours to get it the way I wanted it. It's like, holy crap, that was one line.
That was one line, dude. That's
dedication.
And as you were talking about the imposter syndrome, I I wouldn't worry about that with y'all. Like you said, if y'all vibe, like if y'all are just like on the same page with just like looking at each other, like, okay, I want this darker. All right, I got you. Watch this. Y'all got it. Like this is. I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited for the EP. I'm genuinely excited when y'all start dropping like full albums. I'm like, no, I don't see this being like a one album and the rest like Bring Me the Horizon. Like, yeah, I mean that was
I'll
cool.
let you know, like, yeah, I enjoy it, but first off,
No.
I know Aisha and I wouldn't let it go that way, but if it did go that
waiting
way,
for the Death Cab for Cuties crossover. That's what
Oh
I'm waiting for.
no!
no,
No,
It has death in the name. It has death in the name.
Stop it! Stop it! You're grounded. Go into the corner.
Well, to give you some exciting news, because I don't know where y'all are from, but we have a tour that's going to be happening sometime next year.
Oh.
Ooh, give us
And
those deets.
I can't give out actual dates. Like I can offline, but I can't do it if for the podcast part.
I
Just
see.
because we don't want to ruin the surprise.
Yeah.
But if we're offline after the recording portion, then yeah, I can give you a little bit more sweet details and see if we can plan some things out. And then yeah, we have the EP coming up next year as well. But there might also be talks of album writing already.
Ooh.
Dude,
So
let's
that
go.
is another question I did have. Do you already do merch?
Yes, we currently have a merch store up now. We might move to a different one because it's that Teespring website, which for us helps us out a lot because they'll make it and they'll handle all the shipping and handling. But the downside is how expensive it is. Like even if we put it down to where we don't make a profit, it's like for a sweatshirt it's like $40 or $50. And even when I look at some of my other like bands I really like following, like Infinite Annihilator. It's like, I see that price. It's like, I don't know if I would drop that on a sweatshirt. You know,
Yeah.
so we're looking for different options, but we do have one up now, and if you can just go to burialpath.com, and right now we're just kind of dropping winter apparel to
Ooh.
keep us all toasty in this cold air.
Let's go.
Love it.
All right, we didn't even get to the ratings of the movies.
Oh,
Wait, bang!
Break
Da-
those. That's constant.
Dang it, Matt.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We'll give you the honors as the guest. We'll start with Coherence. What would you rate it out of 10? And why?
I would rate that one for me a 9 out of 10.
Ooh.
Really?
Because just because I like the quick, like, not smooth transitions, like it's almost shot from secretly from like a cell phone or an old camcorder. So it felt like you were part of the person there, like watching this all unravel, not just like it's like a cinematic piece, but more of like you're there with the group. And like we were all saying, when it started getting really confusing and they're trying to figure out this puzzle, like you're racking your brain just as hard as it feels like they are in the movie trying to figure out this puzzle, just to try to figure out what the heck's going on. I also rated that high because I liked the sciencey part. To where again, like I don't know much about that, but for what little they did tie into stuff that we've all heard before, I liked how they did just that little bit of tie-in, so it just added that little bit more believable factor to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
There's some science, but they don't know enough. They're not sitting there in a lab that you're just like, okay, this is fake science. It's just digestible.
And I do love the just the uncertainty of it all, just because we've never experienced anything like that. There's no way for us to say like, no, that's not going to happen, or like, yeah, like this is kind of like a phenomenon like this could trigger something weird that we've only for how far it feels like we've advanced and what we know, we know that there is still so much that we don't know. And so those three things like really skyrocket that movie up for me, and it's relatively short, so it's not drawn out. It's just a whole bunch of chaos, which I think they did good, packed up into a little movie, and then it leaves you with that beautiful ending.
That beautiful ending. It was great.
Hey, she got the best outcome.
She got an outcome. First off,
She got the best
she
outcome.
didn't hit that woman with the toilet topper. She just lightly tapped her and knocked her out. I'm like, okay, bud. Okay, bud.
And the one she get to, she made all the correct choices, whether she made those choices or not. She ended up in the place where she did. So, tomato.
Yep. You know
Now
what?
she has the understudy.
Lynx, what would you give Coherence?
Don't hate me.
A 3.
A 7.
A 7. This is where we crucify the vampire.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did really enjoy it. There was a lot that I liked. I did love following along. There was a lot to it that I did really enjoy. But I also I'm nerfed by default because I have such bad motion sickness that I actually had to pause and take motion sickness medicine to finish the movie because of the way that it was shot. I do understand that it does actually help it a lot in that sense of what you were saying of like you feel there. Like it doesn't feel like a scripted, like polished note, like not that nasty, ugly, boring, you know, spandex, like what's nowadays, it doesn't have that like gross cleanliness to it. So I do understand why it's so good. I know there's that running joke I said before. I like a dirty movie. I love when a film is shot not polished, but like Lord of the Rings, like like grainy, like you know what I mean when I say it. And this does fall under that category of it is shot in a way that is so like engaging because it's not polished. But I'm nerfed and my motion sickness made it a little bit harder for me to do.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, those camera moments are jerky as hell.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was it for me it was I felt like I was in the room. Like there was no like when the camera was moving, it wasn't moving in a way of a movie, more like we were in the room with them, so we were bumping into people, there was people standing in front of the camera. I'm like, yes. Yes, exactly. I like this. I don't know why I like this, but I like this. But no, I'd give this an 8.5. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it figuring it out.
Yeah, I just like it all packed into that chaos because it does feel like back in school when you were in a group with your classmates and you're trying to figure out something and it's just hectic and then it all just comes together at the end.
Mhm.
I don't know what that's like. I was teamed up with the smart people, so they got to do everything before I even got to touch it. So
Must be nice.
You were the Lori. You were the vixen. You were the sickly looking one.
I was the sickly looking one. How
The
dare
lady,
you?
the vixen lady. I forgot her name. Lauren.
Oh, Lori. No,
Lori.
you're right. You're right. I was
The
the
girl
sickly
taking
lady.
the L constantly.
Oh,
She was taking the L constantly.
It's she walked in and was immediately like, "Oh, there she is."
I
She was getting mean girl.
yes, she was, but like I feel like the Xander from Buffy, Mike, the way Mike delivered with, "I'm sorry, dude, but like." If I slept with your wife in this reality, I slept with your wife in all of the realities, and then he gets punched. I'm like, ah, come on, dude, you knew.
he just had to rub it in his face one more time.
I'm like, man, I can't. It was great. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, this dude's delivery was great.
Yeah, that was another thing that I liked. I liked when it was like both good and bad acting at the exact same time.
It was because of the wine. That's why. It was bad acting
Okay.
because of the wine. It was real wine. It wasn't fake. It wasn't prop wine.
That's not Welch's grape juice.
It's not. It's not Welch's.
And no, it's Pegasus all over. It's just orange juice.
Oh yeah, it's just orange juice in a tinted bottle.
I was like, that's some red orange juice.
It's blood orange juice.
Blood
Blood
They're a
orange.
thing. They're sour.
They're
And
sour.
delicious.
All right.
Yeah.
And now, so what do you think we should give it? I think because of the guest is 9 and you're 8.5, I think, or 8. I think 8.5. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, 8.5. That sounds pretty average.
There you go.
We've had some average movies that sit a firm 4 to 5.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Like
I'm
Mousetrap.
brutal.
Oh, like Incident in a Ghostland.
I like that movie. The fact
no.
that he will not raise his score from
No.
a 3 is a
No.
disgrace.
If you watch Incident in a Ghostland, 1, I suggest you don't eat before. 2,
I like this movie.
no.
Watch it.
No.
It's good. I recommend it.
It's very R-wordy. And very R-wordy just to be R-wordy.
It's the point of the film.
Yeah. So was I Spit on Your Grave doesn't mean to make it a good movie.
That's fair.
Yeah, some of those movies are hard to watch.
This one was very hard to watch. It's like yeah, this lady.
You'll see. You'll watch.
Yeah,
You will.
yeah.
You will.
Don't watch it. Don't watch
You
it,
will
please.
see.
Please.
Yeah,
Matt.
no,
Matt,
do it.
please.
Do it to yourself.
Side tangent. Irreversible, I think, is probably the hardest R-wordy movie I think I've ever watched in my life.
I've never seen it.
It was one of those. I think they classified under one of those French Extreme movies, like
like Serbian
stuff.
film?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The French don't mess around. The French
not-
says, "Oh, do you wish to be scarred today? Okay, here you go."
Yeah, because the scene just went so uncomfortably wrong. Well, I won't. If you guys end up watching it, I won't ruin it. But it was, I think, that was definitely a one and done movie for me.
Oh, that's fair. You're like,
There are some movies that I think you should watch once for the experience.
no.
I do.
No.
I do think Incident in a Ghostland is one of them.
Nope.
I think that if you get the message of the movie, you will like it, but
Nope.
there are some scenes that are uncomfortable, but that's the purpose of them. And it I hate to say it, but as someone who has been in a situation where someone was very mean in certain ways, there's things that happen that if you are experience or understand what's going on, you appreciate the film a little bit more, I would say. So if you kind of look at it in a lens of not being near a situation like it, you're just going to be uncomfortable. Um,
Mhm.
I
mhm.
see. I see.
So I do think it's worth a watch, but I've also asked you to watch so many movies. Like I do think you'd like Triangle.
It's just a boat.
It's about the Bermuda Triangle, and that's why I think you'll like it
I've
because
got that
it's
one
a
written down.
known. Mhm. It's a it could happen. I don't know. You'll see. If you like Cohesion, I do think you'll like Triangle.
Well, yeah, yep. If it's like Cohesion, I would probably will enjoy it.
Um, if it just had a bigger budget on a boat,
And
that's
on
fair.
a boat.
That's
And on a boat.
bigger on a boat. Okay, and now Annihilation. What do you think?
That one, where I still enjoy it, that one I'm only rate like around a 7.
Oh,
And mainly just because I felt like if they could have made it longer, I know it was already like 2 hour long movie already, but if they had
mhm,
more time to expand on it and build
mhm,
up that suspense with what the Shimmer was doing,
mhm.
I think it would have been so much better. But it does feel like towards the end things just kind of rush because they're like, well, we're almost at 2 hours, so we better wrap it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have been a
Yeah.
good mini series.
You know what? It
Exactly.
would have 100% like a 2 or 3 episode miniseries.
I have to say I liked it quite a bit more than Cohesion. So I would give it I would give this an 8. But I gave the other
An
one a 7,
H?
so this one being an 8. Yeah.
You give it an H?
8? An 8? He makes fun of the way I talk all the time. I say a word funny and he goes, "Ha ha, you sound uneducated."
Tee-hee.
I do tee hee, don't you? And I go, "Ho ho ho" too.
Okay, let's see. So we have
What
an
would you give
8.
it, blah blah blah?
I don't know. I feel like the ending does kind of lose points because it wasn't as eerie as the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, with the bear and the treeple and like the shimmer looking like that, it feels kind of a letdown.
Actually,
Uh,
I do. The fact that you reminded me about Alien does make me want to drop it down back to a 7. I think I gotta agree.
it's yeah. I don't.
The bear was boosting it. The mimic bear was
The
boosting it.
mimic bear was boosting it. I don't know. I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. I thought it was all right.
I think they definitely did themselves in by how well they did with the build up to get to the lighthouse, and then
Mhm.
the lighthouse is just like you said, just like after everything else we've seen already.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like all the budget went toward the bear.
The director comes back, guys. I hate to say this, but we're kind of out of money.
we're kind of out of money, you know.
What did it? Was it the man Muriel on the wall? No, the bear.
No, it was the bear. It was the bear.
Poor shepherd.
That and it doesn't really explain why the husband just up and like unalived
Why he went on the
himself.
mission? No, it did.
I mean,
She
but like he survives and the
cheated.
double didn't, or yeah, the
Well,
double
it's because
survived and
it
he didn't.
technically wasn't a duplicate. It was its own thing. That's why it goes back to the ship of Theseus. Of are they both Cain because they both have the same DNA, the same memory, the same thought, or is it alien? Is it Cain? I don't know. You know. Same with her at the end, and the shimmer in her eye. It's um, are you if you still have the same makeup? and thought. And he was duplicated. So are they both Kane? And are either of them Kane?
Am I Kane?
Yeah.
Dang it.
Dang.
I wish I had his jawline. That's crazy.
But that topic, because it's not all humans are anyways, just their essence.
Yes. I think that was another reason why it was so interesting, because it was basically asking that question, but how does that question translate if it's no longer an object but a human?
We are all just dust in the wind, dude.
Well, the way the mimic was talking, though, it's like he didn't have the memories, but he just like saw something of her and knew, like, had that
Yes. Well,
urgency
because he
to
was
try to
split.
find the person.
Yeah.
But since he didn't have the memories, is it him? Since he
Yeah, but
did,
it also has his DNA. So what makes you you? Your memory or your makeup?
I thought, me personally, I thought what makes you you is the electrical shocks in your brain for your essence and your memories.
Mhm.
Just
I
because, like,
think that's
a clone, at that point, it's like a clone, but it's not you. It looks like you, but it's not who you are. Because who you are is, like, yeah, your essence, in my
yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why it's such kind of an interesting film in that way, because it does have you it boils down to personal belief. Like, cuz some people say it's the soul, some people say it's the memory, some say it's, your makeup, there's so much that it boils down to. And I think that's the reason why I enjoyed the movie so much. But again, I'm also kind of a nerd, but I'm not a smart one. So I guess a geek. Uh, so and I think that's why I liked it so much, especially when I loved Josie. Um, I love when she just said, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna fight it. I'm just gonna be plant." But um, what would you give it, blah blah blah?
I'd
Because
give it a
we're
I'd give it a
roughing.
7 because I feel like the premise was cool, the movie was too short.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. I really feel like that's fair. So you want to settle on a 7?
Yeah, we'll settle on a 7. I guess.
I guess.
I guess.
Well,
All
well,
right.
thank you so much for joining us. I know this is like out of nowhere, and you know.
It
No,
really was.
no,
I'm like, please hang out with us.
no, uh, we love this stuff. Like, the only thing is, the others, they wish, like, just because they're more busier than I am, uh,
Mhm.
they wish they could have been on it. We love getting on and talking to people, because, you know movies, like, who doesn't like talking about movies that they really enjoy, but
Mhm.
also, just getting about talking about the music, because, like, spending all this time on it, and then, interaction online, like, through comments, is not the same as, like, you know hey,
Mhm.
you had this very, like, I don't know how to word it. It's just nice to be able to talk about the music, not in a talking to a like, not talking to a screen, kind of, like, I know we aren't,
Oh yeah.
but
Yeah.
not just like comments and stuff, where it's, like, really short and sweet to the point. If there's even a response, is like, it's just nice to have a conversation over it.
Yeah. And there also is like that shared thing that's one of the reasons we actually kind of made this podcast, because is while we have a lot of things that we don't see eye to eye on, there are some things that we do. And if we got, just to connect if over just a movie, just horror movies or a genre, I think that's awesome. And I think music is the same way. I think you could go into like a concert or something, and you could see, like, some dude Steve's dad, and metalhead, and they're still rocking out to the same thing with completely different lives. And I think that's like the fun of art. It's the fun of film. It's the fun of music, and the human interaction, and like just getting to sit down, two people or three or whoever, and just saying, I like this thing, you like this thing, let's talk about it. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, and on a much deeper level too. Than, yeah, like,
Hmm.
yeah, I can't get away from the. It's so much nicer to just not do, like, comments.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know. We're better than Metal Hammer. Let's go.
And you're
Yeah.
always welcome back. You're our
Yeah.
you're our first guest, and that's why we're gonna steal you again.
We're gonna do it.
Heck
We're,
yeah.
we're gonna keep bringing you back. Be like, Matt, come on back.
Now we're going over the French Extreme movies.
Let's go.
Oh,
Oh, dude.
God.
Oh, my God.
Man, I can't even watch art. You think I could watch the French?
Yes. We'll
Well,
do it. We'll do it. It'll be great.
Irreversible isn't gory. It's just the concept of the movie that makes you feel gross on the inside. And then if you do get a chance, it's not really gory, but it's just such an insane cult mentality from Martyr.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever get a chance to watch that,
Martyr?
yeah, the premise of the movie is there's a cult that takes away young women because they believe if they torture them enough, it gets them to this weird state that they transcend.
Yes,
You've seen that?
know.
Yeah, or heard of it?
Yeah, I know that movie now. The name you said the name. I was like, wait, I think I know that. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Oh dear Lord, blah blah blah. You need to watch it.
That movie's a trip.
Oh, God.
Sad.
So, I'm looking at the movie poster on it. Oh, no.
Go into it blind.
Okay.
Go into it blind.
Yeah, because there's I guarantee every time there's a new scene, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Like, how did we get here? Oh, okay.
I think Matthew needs to be put on a watch list.
No, he doesn't watch Bluey.
Well, I was gonna joke like, well, I actually am a pretty religious watcher of Bluey.
Ah, yes! Yes! I don't know if you're joking or not.
We were literally arguing about Bluey before you joined.
Unfortunately, I am joking. Just because, like, even these few movies, like, I just haven't had the time to watch very much.
Yeah.
We were discussing Hot Topic and how they went from metal shirts and CDs to Bluey.
Yeah, to Bluey.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
No, I said all Bluey enjoyers should be put on a list.
Matt's gonna be like, you shop at Hot Topic still? I shop at Spencer's.
I need that fake throw up. Who else will buy it if not me?
I need this Christmas dildo.
Oh, God.
I used to work there for a little bit, and it got to the point where it's like you have to review these products so you can explain it to the customers.
Nuh-uh.
And it got to that section of the store, and then when people come in, it's like, well, what's the water resistance of it? It's like, oh, well, this dildo has a water resistance of this, and you can use it.
This is not a topic I discussed.
I think I lasted about a week. I was like, you know what? I don't need the second job that bad. I don't want to do it.
Bro, if that's actually hilarious. Now I'm gonna start doing that. Going to Spencer's and being like, what's the water resistance on this?
No more topic.
Do it, because you'll see their face just like, the water resistance of this model.
This is great. All right, Matt, the floor is yours. Anything and everything that you want to advertise.
Thank you very much. First off, saying thank you again. It was delightful to come on and talk to you too. The only thing I think I should pitch is like, just if you can follow Burial Path on social media, like we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Threads, YouTube, anywhere you can think, we're on it. Just look up Burial Path. And then right now we're running merch. Again, I think it's a little expensive through the website, but at burialpath.com, you can get your winter apparel and stay warm with the rest of us.
Oh, yeah. And
Let's
it's getting cold
go.
fast.
Yeah, it is. It's snowing over here, and I don't appreciate it.
We're lucky we haven't got it yet.
Oh, but you will. You will.
That's so ominous. You will.
You will.
Now, y'all can keep that over there.
No, y'all can have some. Y'all can have some. No, we'll be generous. All right. Well, that is the end of our time. Again, I'm Beleth the Devil, and that's Kid Lynx. Remember to check your closet and look under the bed, because you might find Matthew under there.
Thank you. Thank you.